Welcome to the Magic, Money, and Marketing Podcast. I'm your host, Jennifer Donovan. I'm a wife, mama, dog mom, a 5-1 manifesting generator, Virgo sun, Virgo moon, and Sagittarius rising. I'm a former teacher turned multiple six-figure entrepreneur. And as a psychic business coach, I help entrepreneurs combine the woo and the work to make fuck tons of money in the most simple, fun, and aligned way. Let's get started. Hello, my loves. I'm so excited for today's episode. I'm coming to you live from the couch. I'm all snuggled up with a blanket with my dog laying next to me. So you're probably going to hear Leia making some noises, groaning or breathing or moving around throughout the podcast. So just ignore that. But I am excited for today's episode because we're going to talk all about Black Friday. And this year's Black Friday brought in over $37,000. So $37,854 to be exact. And like, couldn't be fucking happier. It was so chill, so laid back, so easy. And it all really had to do with how I run my Black Fridays. So I had I used to hate Black Friday. And my background with Black Friday is I used to work at Best Buy. And if you're unfamiliar, it's a big retail electronics store, essentially. And Black Friday would mean getting there, at 2, 3 a.m. and working an 8-hour shift on your feet the whole time, dealing with cranky customers and like chaos happening because there were so many people pushing, shoving, just absolute chaos. And every year I would have to like leave Thanksgiving, time with my family early to go be able to go to sleep so that way I could, be up at 1 a.m. to get ready to go do my shift. And I hated it. I was so happy when I left Best Buy and no longer had to do Black Fridays. And then I joined network marketing and I was with doTERRA and they have Black Friday sales. And oh my gosh, when I was doing Black Friday, like I was reminded about how much I hated Black Friday. It would be absolute fucking like chaos because they would drop an offer at midnight and then the offer would be good for 24 hours. And so every single night, the week of Thanksgiving, I would be like waiting until midnight came. I would then be creating graphics and sending out promo emails and creating posts. Like I could never do anything ahead of time. And it was just madness. I remember there were times where I literally had like we were eating Thanksgiving dinner and I had my phone blowing up from issues from my team because I had a leadership rank in doTERRA, so I had a team and then we all had clients and customers. So I had teammates who were leaders and I had to support them. So there were, I was on the phone with my account manager trying to get their situation, dealing with orders from customers that were having problem, internet crashing down, like you get it. And so there were times where like literally my entire family is eating Thanksgiving dinner and I'm dealing with bullshit customer service issues. I hated it. And again, so happy when I was done and I was like, I'm never doing a Black Friday sale again. And then last year, I decided to play with it. And I was like, what if I did Black Friday at a different time, not during Thanksgiving? And I did it the week before. And that happened to be the week of, it was like November 15th or whatever. And oh my gosh, it was so chill, so relaxed, so easy. And it generated over, I think it was like over 11,000. It was over 5 figures. And I was like, hey, like, I like this. Like, I could do this. And I had followed like a very specific process that I did to like lead up to it. And we're going to get a little bit into that. Well, flash forward to this year's, And this year's Black Friday sale brought in 37,854. Now, mind you, this was again super fucking chill. So easy and just like if I like I will do this every single time. Like it was so easy. And this was also in the midst of, so I did it. It started on 11/11. And this was when Meta, so Facebook, Instagram were suppressing posts because the election had just happened. Everyone's focus was on the election. Like there was fighting on social media. There was just like all this chaos. And so Facebook was suppressing posts. Even with that, even with everyone being distracted with the election, with Meta suppressing posts, with just all of the things that people were concerned about or worried about or dealing with, it still brought in over 37,000. So I wanted to share a few of the things that I did. And I deep dive into my exact strategies. I show you my exact emails from last year. I'm dropping my exact emails for this year. Um, and I have a full training on exactly what I did. I walk you step by step. But so I want to share a few of those. But if you want to get that deep dive, that is inside of my Black Friday Playbook. I will link it in the show notes. Um, but I'm going to go into a few things that I did that I think would be really helpful for your Black Friday if you are doing your Black Friday this year. So if you're doing it during Black Friday time. So the first thing that I did was I informed my community that it was coming. I told them when it was going to be, where it would be, where to look for it, all of that. One of the things that I see is a big problem with people is that they will just drop offers out of nowhere. All of a sudden they'll start Black Friday sale. And when we just drop offers on our community, they don't have any preparation time. They don't have time to get the money ready. They don't have time to really like feel into their heart if this is the right offer for them. They just they don't have the time to even potentially see it. When there's no lead up to it, when there's no information that it's coming, when it's just like here it is, they could have been off on a vacation that weekend or off social media that day or sick or whatever and they just missed it. And so I think it's really important if you want to have a good, successful launch, and this goes for any launches, the first thing that you need to do is inform your community that it is coming, where it's going to be, where to look for it, so that your audience can plan for it. They can get the money ready. They can allot the time. Like, let's say it's going to be a live training or something that they can book out that time. And it just allows for a higher chance of visibility and a higher probability of people buying. After you're informing them, right? Then it's like we want to make sure that we're building that excitement, that we're giving sneak peeks, we're talking about the Black Friday. It's not just inform them one time and then leave it alone. There is a buildup of that, that it's coming. It's letting people know. I sent out emails giving people sneak peeks of what was going to be available to them, and I show you exactly how I do that inside the Black Friday Playbook, with screenshots and everything. But that really just allows all the excitement, all of the information, all of the sneak peeks builds up that I want that energy from your client. Okay. Another thing that I did was prior to my actual Black Friday launch is I cleaned up all of my energetic misalignments. And I think this is so important when you go into any sale or any launch is that you make sure your energy is squeaky clean. So I looked at any resistance to the actual offers that I had. I looked at any fears, doubts, beliefs that oh, people won't buy this, or, oh, is this the wrong price? Like, I cleaned up anything that I possibly could, everything, excuse me, everything that I possibly could that would be creating resistance to it being super easy to sell, right? So, for example, I tried something new this year with VIP in-person events. I don't ever do in-person stuff. I never have, and I may never well do, like, I may not have it. Again, but I was just like, let me just play with it and see. And I had some resistance to that because I've never done in-person stuff before. So I really had to think, like, okay, what are my fears with the in-person? Oh, well, what if I don't, you know, have the perfect outline for them? What if they don't like that? What if they want to stay at this hotel instead? And, all of the ridiculous and non-ridiculous, like very real fears I released prior to my launch. What I will see is a lot of people, they'll work on their energetics in the middle of the launch, which, yes, sometimes you have to do that, but if you can do it beforehand, I highly recommend it. Okay. The next thing is, a lot of my offers that I was selling in the Black Friday sale already had brand awareness. This is another really key thing. I do not recommend busting out something that is completely brand new, that you've never talked about before. Nobody has any understanding about it. Now, with that being said, so, like, for example, I sold my 1 month intensives. Okay, well, people know about my work. They know about my one-on-one. They know about my client results. So the fact that the time was a little bit less, that still was in an alignment with what I do one-on-one. So there was brand awareness for it. So it doesn't have to be like that specific offer, but like in the general theme of it, right? So if you do a lot of one-on-one 6 month stuff, and then let's say for Black Friday, you offer a 1 week, the brand awareness is still there of what's possible, the results that can happen, what takes place in it. The timeline is just different, and that's okay. That still works. But it's where you don't want to just, your whole business is talking about healing and spiritual, and then all of a sudden you drop a strategy course when you've never talked about it before. Or, like, let's say all of your stuff has to do with trauma, and healing from narcissistic abuse, and then all of a sudden you drop a um, you know, health course, like a body physical course, right? Like a weight loss course. There we go. Like, that's not going to make sense to your community. But if it is an offer that has brand awareness, the offer itself or the general you know, idea of it has brand awareness, that's going to work really fucking well. Now, I will say, let yourself play with this, because I did my VIP days and I had no brand awareness for specifically the VIP day, but I did have brand awareness for my one-on-one. Now, what I will say also is, like, it's okay to play and have one or two things, but have other stuff there that have the brand awareness. So I did 5 days of 5 different days of offers. So Monday was one-on-one, a 1 month intensive and a 1 week intensive. Tuesday was VIP days. So a 1 day VIP or a 2 day VIP. Uh, Wednesday was the channel, my psychic mentorship, intuition development course. That has had tons of brand awareness. Then it was the Portal Mastermind on Thursday. Again, tons of brand awareness for the Portal Mastermind. And then Friday was a Wealth Alchemy bundle. Now, the Wealth Alchemy bundle didn't have brand awareness, but a lot of the things inside of it did. For example, my highest wealth timeline meditation, there is brand awareness about that. There is brand awareness around my energy healing and energetic reprogrammings, which were included. Like, so my energy work had brand awareness, and so therefore it meshed really well with the Wealth Alchemy bundle. So I highly recommend like letting yourself play and adding in things, but keep it in line with the things that you have brand awareness for. Now the next thing is my messaging and copy for the Black Friday really spoke to exactly what my dream clients were sitting in and desiring. Now, when you know exactly what to say to have your dream client saying, "Holy shit, she is reading my mind," you'll turn the silence that you get when you drop an offer into the I'm in messages and payment notifications. Now, if you are not somebody who does copy or likes to write copy, I highly recommend hiring a copywriter. So last year I did not hire a copywriter and I wrote them all myself. This year I have a copywriter on my team, and so my team supported me with writing the copy of it. But even with that, like you still got to know what to tell the copywriter. Like you got to know what your dream client wants, who they are, and they then take all of that information and write it into an email sequence. But you have to know what they want. What are they sitting in? And not I did a post yesterday where I talked about this analogy of, imagine like you're going and you're hearing all these reviews online about how good this restaurant is. It's amazing, it's so delicious, it's so good. And you go there and you take one bite and your mouth is on absolute fire. You have to chug a glass of water and you like can barely speak because it's so spicy, and then you're feeling it for, 5 days after. And then you look at the couple who's sitting next to you in the restaurant and they're like, "Can I have more hot sauce, please? This is not spicy enough." Now, this analogy is very much where just listening to, or just using vague ass copy or messaging, "You'll have a better life, you'll be so much happier, more abundance," is vague. And what happens with that is like people are like, "Is this for me? Is it me?" They may take a chance and then they're disappointed because they were expecting something else. And so if you want to have clients have the best results that turn into raving fans and talk about you, you want to be like their best friend. And the analogy that I said was, now if your best friend who knows you inside and out said to you, "Oh my gosh, this place has the spiciest chicken I have ever tasted. All of their meats are soaked in pepper X, and you'll feel it for a week after you eat the food." Now, knowing that you are not into spicy food, she would know exactly what to say to either have you come running or for you to stay far, far away. And so the analogy was to be like your best friend. Be the best friend to your people where you know exactly what is going to have them coming and what is going to have them running. Know what they are sitting in, know what they are experiencing in their day to day. And when they wake up in the morning to what they go to bed at night, what are they thinking? What are their fears, doubts? What have they already tried? All of all of those things. And then you get to paint a picture of what their life gets to be like after the offer. What is exactly going to happen? And be specific. When you have copy that speaks to that, you're going to turn them into buying clients. Um, the next thing then was I held the energy until the very end. So there were some of my offers that didn't. So I had, like I said, I had 5 different days of offers. And what I did was each day I focused on a different offer. And there were some days that I was focusing on, the channel, and I was getting payments for the 1 month intensives. Even though I wasn't talking about it that day, I was getting payments for it. I had $24,000 come in the last day of Black Friday. when I talked about that specific offer, which is the Portal Mastermind, on Thursday. And people were buying on Saturday because the way I did my Black Friday is you had the full week to purchase. And I just highlighted each day. I highlighted a different offer, and then all the links went away on Saturday. So you got to hold the energy until the end. You have to believe that it's going to happen. And one of the things that I really do is I believe that my spirit team and the universe are co-conspiring in favor, in my favor. Okay, that they're working towards bringing my dream clients to me. Now, I put magnets in my posts. I have intentions that the universe is going out and finding the dream clients and bringing them to my posts, bringing them to my email list, bringing them to my DMs, right? So like I had somebody who messaged me for my offers they weren't friends on Facebook. They hadn't attended a single thing from me. Um I didn't know previously how they had found me. There was no connections. They weren't on my email list, nothing. They had been watching. Even though they weren't friends, they would scope out my profile, even though we weren't, Facebook friends. They weren't following me, nothing. So, like, I always get reminded from clients like that. Like, I had a client, I've had multiple clients tell me that, like, their phone just randomly opened to a live that I was doing. And like I had one who the phone was in a purse sitting in the passenger side, and they like all of a sudden it opened and they were driving so they couldn't get it, and like they just had to sit there and listen to me. And at the end of that client ended up working with me for like 2 years. So like hold the energy until the end. Trust that they are coming. But then detaching from, like, I always set the intention that this is going to be my, the best that it can possibly be. I always am thinking like this is the highest good of all. So I'm not attached to like specific numbers. I don't have a specific goal for something because I always am like it's going to be that the best there is, that's for the highest of all. And that always like just feels so good in my body. And then I always blow my mind. I always have better launches than I even expected because it's always the most aligned, right? I don't want to have a $50,000 launch or X amount if it's all misaligned clients, if people are unhappy, if people are not getting results. I want it to be so incredibly aligned, and I am okay with it being less monetary the more aligned it is. And so I'm good with that. And so with that energy, I then end up making more money because I'm not attached to a specific number, that I'm not putting pressure and constricting that number. So I highly recommend, like, when your launches is that you take on that energy because it allows you to detach, and that gives permission for the universe and allows the universe to then work its magic and create miracles for you. So, um, yeah, so were the like some big things that for the Black Friday that I did that led to over 37,000, almost 38,000. Now, if you want to like go deeper into this, I do have a Black Friday playbook. It's $27. I teach you my 5-figure Black Friday method. I show you my exact emails and social media posts that I used to have my 5-figure and then my multi 5-figure Black Friday sales. The biggest like shifts that you need to make to turn your Black Friday sale into revenue coming through all year, and not just simply a quick one-time cash injection over the holidays. That is a big one. If you want to have money coming in from your Black Friday sale for the next year, you're going to want to watch this. I talk about who's buying on Black Friday and what they're really shopping for, so you can make sure that your Black Friday sales are catering to them, because you do not have to just offer discounts. There are so many other ways that you can do Black Fridays, like bonuses or like certain VIP incentives that are not available to anyone else, that can make it just as juicy, where you don't have to discount at all. I teach you how to set your Black Friday sale up well in advance. So you've got an excited audience. They're ready and waiting because you're their first choice. They're saving their money to buy from you. And how to make space for a Black Friday sale and the most relaxing, chill holiday week. Spend time with your family. So I'm going to drop it in the comments. Let me know if you have any questions. I'd love to know. Hit me up on Instagram at It's Jennifer Donovan or on Facebook. I'm Jennifer Donovan over there as well. I'll link everything in the show notes. And yeah, I hope you have the most relaxed, chill, and profitable Black Friday yet. And if you implement these strategies and these shifts, please message me your celebrations. Tell me how much came in for your Black Friday. I can't wait to celebrate you. And I hope you have the best rest of your week. If you loved this episode, it would mean the absolute world to me if you let me know by sending me a message on Facebook or Instagram. Both are linked in the show notes, or rating and reviewing down below. All right, my loves, I hope you have the best day ever, and I'll chat with you on the next episode.